morning, students. Today we'll continue again with unit number 3, topic number 2, which is alignment of irrigation canals, network of irrigation canals, and inundation canal. So, first topic is alignment of irrigation canals. So, depending upon the nature of the country, various types of alignments are possible, which are mentioned below. The first alignment is alignment of contour channels. Second is alignment of ridge or watershed channels. Third is alignment of side slope channels. In the first method, the canal is aligned along a falling contour. Hence, it is named as contour channel. The flow of water is generally perpendicular to the slope of the ground. In this type of alignment, drainages are not avoided. So, to reduce the length and subsequently the cost, the channel is not taken strictly along any contour. It follows the contour, but at the same time, it is taken in such a way that maximum distance is placed between the river and the canal as shown in figure 8.4. In this figure, you can see the headworks, the flow of the river. Inside there are contours and canals. The advantage of the second method of aligning the canal is that cross-drainage works are avoided and the area on both sides of the ridge is under 120 command. So in this type, there are banks on both sides of the canal and hence it may be termed as a double bank canal. In the third method, canal is aligned at right angles to the contours. Naturally, canal runs parallel to the drains or rivers and hence cross-drainage works are avoided to the maximum extent. Figure 8.5 shows this type of alignment. Side slope channel with a river flowing and canals on the sides along with the contours. The next topic is network of irrigation canals. Network of permanent and temporary conduits, which are conduits means canals and pipes, that supply water to irrigated lands from an irrigation source, a key element of an irrigation system. A network consists of conduit and regulation networks and is equipped with devices and structures to measure the water, to raise its level in the canals and regulate discharge, to interconnect canals and to retain sediment. And in some cases, the supply network does not have a full complement canals. The irrigation canals are arranged in such a way so as to minimize the construction and operation costs while providing for the supply of water in the required quantities and at the required times, as well as maximum canal efficiency. Other goals are to maximize the land use ratio of the irrigated areas and to provide for efficient operation of the canals and structures on such areas. An essential condition for the operation of an irrigation network is that the main canal have a water level higher than that of canals of lower ranks and that higher ranking canals be higher than lower ranking canals so that the water flows by gravity. In continuation to network of irrigation canals, the routes of irrigation canals should pass along the boundaries of farms, crop rotation sectors and fields so that the irrigated area is not dissected and the main canal must pass along the highest points of the irrigated area. The canals are set in excavations or banked semi-excavations or on slopes of hills. To reduce water losses to seepage, the bottom and sides of canals are compacted or covered with cast or prefabricated concrete or reinforced concrete. Screens of clay and polymeric films are also used and reinforced concrete canals are built. So a question may come like, how is reinforced concrete canals built? And you can write the answer as by using a cast or prefabricated concrete or reinforced concrete, screens of clay and polymeric films. Next, inundation canal. Inundation canals are made under the following circumstances. Number 1, if river water level during floods remains high for considerable length of time. Number 2, if sufficient flood water reaches the river in March or April, the flood water may be used to submerge the land so that kharif crop could be sown. Number 3, if flood water remains available Say up to late September, the Kharif crops can be irrigated up to this time, and even areas may be submerged to sow early Rabi crops in October. Areas to be irrigated when in the vicinity of the river banks, the inundation canals may serve the purpose of irrigation. Number 5. When soil has good stabilizing power so that bed and banks of the canal remain stable. Inundation canals are more or less similar to the permanent canals. Now you need to find out what is permanent canal, okay? The definition. The major difference is that in case of permanent canals, permanent machinery or concrete works like weirs, barrage, head regulator, fall cross regulator are constructed to regulate the supplies. But in case of inundation canals, all these works are not there. In order to take water into the canal, river bank is cut. The rising floodwater in the river enters the inundation canal through the cut made in the bank. Sometimes in worse floods, the cut made in the river bank is eroded and develops into a large deep cut. This may cause flooding of the adjoining areas as capacity of the canal may not be that much to deal with the situation. To avoid such possibilities of flooding, a crude type of head regulator or wire may be made at the takeoff point. So head regulator or wire, we'll learn about these topics in our upcoming units. So here I've shown you a picture of inundation canal. I know it's not clear, but this is what I found it more relatable to canals, inundation canal. You can Google it if you want. Inundation canal characteristics. Characteristics of inundation canals. Number 1. Inundation canals are mostly used in deltic and alluvial regions of the river, as river course here is generally at a higher level and course is maintained between dikes or embankments. Number 2. The section of the canal is not regular. The banks are not very strong and may breach if not properly looked after. These canals have longitudinal slope varying from 25 cm to as much as 1 meter per kilometer length. Depth of the canal may be 1.5 meter to 3.5 meter. Like regular canal system, inundation canal system may also have main canal and then smaller canals. Number 3. The bed level of this canal should be kept at the most at the level of minimum water level in the river. Lower the bed level of the canal, more will be the time for which water will remain available. Inundation canal may be provided with 2 or 3 heads. It is done that if one head is washed away, water may be taken from the other head. Number 4. The head ridge of the canal may be extended to several kilometers. At the end of the head ridge, a flood regulator is constructed. An escape should be provided near the regulator so that if more water gets entered into the canal, it may be taken out and redischarged into the river downstream. Lot of silt is deposited in the canals and as such, silt clearance should be done after every flood. Advantages of inundation canals are cited below. Number 1, it is cheap, so as no headwork and other works have to be constructed. Number 2, water being rich in silt, it has good manurial qualities. Number 3, the area is less liable to be waterlogged. Disadvantages of inundation canals. There are 7 disadvantages. The first one is, as there is no headwork structures, the head of the canal is liable to be washed away during floods. Number 2, duty of water is very low. Number 3, since availability of water is dependent upon the floods, the scarcity of water is always felt. Irrigation water may be badly required and the flood water in the region may not be available. Due to lack of assured supply, the farmers take little interest in their work. Number 5, canals will have to be frequently cleared from silt. Number 6, the bigger size of the canal is generally adopted. This is done to get as much of flood water as possible within the limited time. Number 7, the alignment of the canal is not very precise. It may be silting at some section and scoring at the other section. So now we'll just go through a video for canal. And today for this lecture number 15, I'm not giving you any assignment, just a single break for lecture 15. In the upcoming lectures, I'll be giving you assignments, but only for this lecture, lecture number 15, I have not given you assignment. So I hope you all are happy with that. So, okay, thank you.
Hello and welcome to Engineer Hash Civil Engineer. After a very long time, hello guys. In this video, I'm going to discuss about canal irrigation and classification of canals. First of all, let's divide these two terms, canal and irrigation. What is a canal? Canal is nothing but a human-made channel. A man-made channel is called as a canal. And what is irrigation? Irrigation is nothing but supply of water to the crops or agricultural lands is called as irrigation. So combining canal irrigation, supplying of water using canals is called as a canal irrigation. Canal irrigation is a very important part of irrigation. It is a major source of irrigation in agricultural countries. These two are examples of how canals look like. This is a lined canal. This is an unlined canal. I'm going to explain what is a lined canal and an unlined canal. And here, this is the layout how the canal is subdivided into its branches. And next, we have classification of canals. Canals can be classified depending upon 6 factors. First one is classification based on nature of source of supply. Classification based on financial output. Classification based on function. Classification based on boundary and surface. Classification based on discharge and relative importance of the canals. And next, last, we have classification based on canal alignment. These are 6 types of classifications of canals. We are going to discuss each and every one individually. Classification based on nature of source of supply. We have permanent canal and inundation canal. In permanent canal, the source of water supply in the canal is permanent, means it is available 365 days in a year. Such canals are called as permanent canals. They are also called as perennial canals. These canals will have masonry works and all other permanent works. And for inundation canal, the water is only available when the river has floods or the storage level in the reservoir is full. Only then we will have water in inundation canals. These are also called as temporary canals. And next we have classification based on financial output.
Growing businesses need a hosting solution that is powerful yet easy to manage. Let's look at how
We have productive canals and protective canals. What is a productive canal? Productive canal in which after the completion of canal, the canal generates a revenue to the nation. It generates a yield. Such canals is called as productive canal. What is a protective canal? Protective canal is a type of canal which helps or which mitigates, which helps in to supply water to the drought prone areas or to the famine areas. Such canals are called as protective canals. So let's revise. Productive canal, it generates income, whereas protective canal is just to avoid the drought or famine. Such canals are called as protective canals. Canals are also classified based upon their function. We have 5 such canals: irrigation canal, carrier canal, feeder canal, navigation canal, and power canal. So the name itself tells irrigation canal is nothing but the canals which are used for the function of irrigation. Carrier canal is it helps for irrigation, and it also carries water for another canal. Whereas in feeder canal, the only purpose is it helps in feeding another canals, 2 or more canals. It feeds water to 2 or more canals. Whereas we have navigation canal where you can navigate using small boats and ships. Such canals are called as navigation canals. We have Suez Canal or Panama Canal are examples of this navigation canal. And we have power canal. Power canal is nothing but it carries water which helps in generation of power. Such canals are called as power canal. This is classification based on function. And next we have classification based on the boundary surface. Look at this. This is a lined canal or a rigid boundary canal. Here this is an unlined canal. Here you don't have rigid boundary. This rigid boundary lessens the infiltration losses of the water. And this non-rigid boundary canal is again classified into 2 types: alluvial canals and non-alluvial canals. In alluvial canals, you have silt as the boundary, whereas in non-alluvial canals, you have clay or soil, clay, sand, or rock strata. Such canals are called as non-alluvial canals. Again, I'm going to revise this. We have rigid canals or lined canals. These are called as unlined canals or unrigid canals. And this unrigid canals or unlined canals is divided into 2 types: alluvial canals and non-alluvial canals. Alluvial canals have silt as its strata, where non-alluvial canals have clay or rock strata as their bed. And next, we have classification based on the discharge and relative importance. See, a single canal cannot irrigate the entire country. So we need to have sub-branches depending upon its discharge. So the canals are classified based on discharge. We have here main canal, branch canal, major distributary, minor distributary, and we have water course. So what is a main canal? The canal which carries water directly from the reservoir or the river. Such canal is called as main canal. Here this dark blue line is called as a main canal. And when this dark blue line gets divided into 2 or 3 branches, such canals are called as branch canals. And this branch canal can carry up to 5 cubics. And there are few distributaries from the main canal or the branch canal. Such distributaries are again classified into major distributary and minor distributary. Here, if you look at this, this is a major distributary and this is a minor distributary. The difference between two is the major distributary carries from 1/4 of a cubic to 5 cubics of water, whereas a minor distributary carries 0 to 0.25 cubics of water. And these major and minor distributaries are the actual canals which carry water to the irrigation fields. And next we have water course. Watercourse is nothing but these are the simple canals which carry water directly to the field itself, directly into the field. Such canals are called as watercourse canals. This is the brief layout how the canal irrigation looks like. This is the layout. And I request all of you, if you understand the different classifications of canals and what is canal irrigation, please hit like button. Please share this video with your friends. Please subscribe my channel if you are a new visitor. And next we have classification based on canal alignment.
I had just started as an engineer working on the international